Simon Gerrans was born on December 16, 1979, in Melbourne, Australia, and grew up in the nearby suburbs of the city. Raised in a family with no deep connection to professional cycling, Gerrans' entry into the sport was more serendipitous than planned. His athletic background began in the world of team sports, particularly rugby and Australian rules football, before he eventually discovered his passion for cycling. During his teenage years, Gerrans found himself increasingly drawn to the individual nature of cycling, where personal effort and endurance played a crucial role in success. He began participating in local races around Melbourne, gradually building his skills and gaining experience. At the age of 16, he joined the Blackburn Cycling Club, where he began training seriously and competing in amateur road racing events. By the time he reached his early 20s, Gerrans' talent was undeniable. He took his first significant step towards a professional career in 2002 when he moved to Europe to pursue cycling full-time. His early years in Europe were marked by a steep learning curve, racing against some of the world's best. Despite the challenges, he showed tremendous potential, and his breakthrough year came just a few years later. Rise to professional cycling. Gerrans' rise to prominence in the professional cycling world began with his strong performances in domestic Australian races. In 2004, he won the Australian U23 Road Race Championship, and his results in local races earned him a place in the Australian national team. He spent several years racing in Europe, gaining experience in some of the toughest events in the world. In 2005, Gerrans signed his first professional contract with the French team Crédit Agricole, marking the beginning of his career at the top level of the sport. His early years as a professional were spent learning the ropes of the World Tour, a challenging environment where success came after years of hard work and perseverance. One of his first major performances came in 2006, when Gerrans won the National Road Race Championship in Australia, a victory that placed him firmly on the radar of the cycling world. His ability to perform on both flat and hilly terrain made him an exciting talent, capable of competing in a wide range of races. Over the next few years, Gerrans began to assert himself as a versatile and consistent rider. With notable performances in the Tour Down Under and Paris-Nice, his reputation as a talented one-day and stage race rider began to grow, setting the stage for the peak of his career. Career peak and main achievements. Simon Gerrans reached the peak of his career in the late 2000s and early 2010s, becoming one of the most respected and accomplished riders in the peloton. Known for his tenacity, sprinting ability, and tactical awareness, he became a fixture in major one-day races and stage races. Victory in Milan-San Remo, 2012. Gerrans' career-defining victory came in 2012 when he won Milan-San Remo, one of cycling's 5 monument races. His performance in the race was nothing short of spectacular. Known for his sharp sprinting skills and strategic approach, Gerrans positioned himself perfectly for the final sprint, outlasting some of the sport's biggest names to claim his first monument win. This victory elevated him to international prominence, and he cemented his place as one of the sport's premier classics riders. Australian National Champion, 2006-2014. Gerrans had a long-standing dominance in Australian cycling, winning the National Road Race Championship title on 2 separate occasions, in 2006 and again in 2014. His ability to perform in Australia's biggest race not only showcased his consistent form but also solidified his status as one of the country's top cyclists. Tour Down Under, 2014. Gerrans was a consistent performer in the Tour Down Under, an important race in his home country. In 2014, he achieved his 4th overall victory in this race, one of the most prestigious stage races in the Australian cycling calendar. His victory there further established him as a rider capable of excelling in both stage races and one-day events. UCI World Championships, 2014. In addition to his monument win and national championships, Gerrans had success at the UCI Road World Championships, where he finished in the top 10 on several occasions. His strategic racing, combined with his ability to handle difficult terrain, allowed him to compete with the best riders in the world at one of cycling's most prestigious events. Grand Tour performances. Although Gerrans was primarily known for his one-day race victories, he also had notable performances in Grand Tour like the Tour de France and Vuelta a España. While he didn't win overall, his consistent stage results and ability to perform in the toughest conditions made him an important rider for his team. Paris-Nice, 2013. Another key achievement in his career came in 2013, when Gerrans claimed the overall title at the Paris-Nice stage race. This win showcased his versatility, as it involved a mixture of sprinting stages and mountain challenges. His performance here made him one of the most well-rounded riders in the peloton, able to compete in diverse race formats. Final years and retirement. Simon Gerrans continued to race at a high level well into the 2010s, but by the mid-2010s, it became clear that he was nearing the end of his career. While he remained competitive, especially in one-day races and Australian events, his results in the biggest European races began to slow down as younger riders emerged. In 2016, after over a decade of competing at the top level, Gerrans announced that he would leave Orica Green Edge, later known as Mitchelton Scott, and join Bahrain Merida, marking a new chapter in his career. Although his results were still impressive, the move to a new team marked the beginning of his final years in the sport. Throughout the latter part of his career, Gerrans struggled with injuries and the physical toll of years of racing, which ultimately led him to announce his retirement at the end of 2018. His final season saw a few notable results, including a podium finish in the Australian National Road Race Championship in 2018, but it was clear that the time had come for him to step away from professional cycling. Legacy and impact on cycling. Simon Gerrans' legacy is firmly entrenched in the history of Australian cycling and the world of professional road racing. His ability to succeed in one-day races, stage races, and grand tours placed him among the most versatile riders of his generation. His major victories, especially in Milan-San Remo, the Australian National Championship and Tour Down Under, were milestones that helped cement his place as one of the sport's greats. Gerrans' career helped raise the profile of Australian cycling on the international stage. He played an important role in inspiring younger riders, particularly in Australia, to take up cycling and aspire to reach the highest levels of the sport. His tactical awareness, strong climbing ability, and powerful sprinting made him a well-rounded rider who was capable of winning races across multiple disciplines. Beyond his on-the-bike achievements, Gerrans became known for his professionalism and work ethic. Throughout his career, he was regarded as one of the most respectful and approachable figures in the peloton, admired for his dedication to his craft and his role as a team leader. Even after his retirement, Simon Gerrans remains an important figure in cycling, both in Australia and internationally. He continues to be involved in the sport through his work as a commentator, mentor, and advocate for cycling development. Conclusion. Simon Gerrans' career is a story of perseverance, versatility, and success at the highest level of cycling. From his early days racing in Australia to his victories in the biggest one-day races in Europe, Gerrans showed that he was capable of competing with the best. His peak came with his historic Milan-San Remo win in 2012, and his consistent performances in key races like the Tour Down Under and national championships further solidified his legacy. As a rider who enjoyed success in a wide range of events, Gerrans is remembered as one of the most well-rounded riders of his era. His accomplishments helped raise the profile of Australian cycling and have left a lasting impact on the sport.